Good afternoon and welcome to the public meeting of the Compensation Committee of the University of Pittsburgh Board of Trustees. Seeing we have a quorum present, I will call today's meeting to order. This meeting has been duly advertised as a public meeting in accordance with the Sunshine Act and is therefore open to members of the public as observers. Actual participation in the meeting is limited to members of the committee and to those the committee has invited in advance to take part. This meeting is being streamed on YouTube and is also being recorded. The recording will be made available via the Board of Trustees website at a later date. Our first order of business today is the approval of the minutes from the December 19th, 2023 public meeting of the Compensation Committee. The minutes of that meeting were circulated in advance of today's meeting and are included in the meeting materials. May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. The minutes stand approved. Today's action item, which is a resolution approving the initial compensation for university officers elected on April 4th and the compensation package for a university officer elected today on June 21st, 2024, and the retention payment for a current university officer. I will turn to Chancellor Gable. Would you please provide an overview of your recommendations, Chancellor?
Yes, thank you, Chair-elect Verbanek. Members of the Compensation Committee, I'm pleased to recommend for your approval today initial salary recommendations for our 3 new officers of the university and 1 retention package for an existing officer. These recommendations are set forth in the resolution that was distributed to you in advance of today's meeting and discussed during the executive session of this committee on June 3rd, as well as the executive session of the full board earlier today. With respect to Provost McCarthy, I recommend an initial salary of $543,000 retroactive to Dr. McCarthy's election as an officer on April 4th, 2024. With respect to Secretary Bakken, I recommend an initial salary of $300,000. And with respect to the newly elected Executive Senior Vice Chancellor for Administration and Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Pinkney, I recommend an initial salary of $630,000 with a signing bonus of $50,000 and deferred compensation of $100,000 per year starting in summer of 2025, payable as a lump sum in year 6. Finally, for Senior Vice Chancellor and Chief Legal Officer, Javette Washington, I recommend that the following retention payments be granted: $200,000 by July 30, 2024, and $150,000 on July 30th of the year 2025, 26, 27, and 28, provided that she remains in the institution in this role. I'd be pleased to answer any questions regarding these recommendations.
Thank you, Chancellor. My colleagues, are there any questions or comments from you? In advance of today's meeting, a resolution was circulated to members of the Compensation Committee that reflect the recommendations described by the Chancellor. May I have a motion to approve the compensation resolution?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please signal aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing none, I thank you, and the resolution is approved. Is there any additional business to come before the committee today? There being no further business for the committee's consideration today, we stand in adjournment. Thank you all.